That was actually, I don't know why I did that. I don't have in between time. Um, Welcome to the weekly Wednesday show. I'm your host, Killer Waffles. Joining me as always is Lost Punk.
Hey everybody.
Um, we're just chilling, playing the video games that we enjoy. So, what's new with you, man? Have you been this past week?
Yeah, not too bad. Still working through Final Fantasy. I know it's taken me forever, but I play a few hours here, a few hours there, and I've never been in any big hurry to complete games or anything. So it'll get done when it gets done. I'm still having fun with it. Did some GTA heisting over the weekend. Finally got that supercar I've been eyeballing since the game re-released. That's about it.
That's sounds pretty sweet. Um, I myself have recently purchased Bloodborne, which I can validly talk about. Um, it's the fucking shit. That's there's all of my analytics right there. That was the most in-depth analysis of any video game. Um, no, the combat style is different. There's no shields and there's no heavy rolling. So if you played the first two Dark Souls, you know that those were like big things that mattered, like your playstyle. That changed your playstyle a lot, whether you used the shield or not. This time they just give you a gun, and they're like, you're also really fast, so we're gonna trick you into trying to play this like it's not a Dark Souls game, and they do that successfully. There's um there's a thing with like the health bar, where if you hit in a certain amount of time, you can get your health back, and that's a fucking trick because if you just go in too hard, you'll die. So I mean, that's pretty much my main focus right now. I jumped into the MMO DCUO and just cracked out on that for like 3 days or so. So really, that's about it.
Have you done any research as far as endgame on DCUO?
Um, all I know about the end game on DCUO is that all it is based off combat rating like other MMOs. I know there's 8-man raids because if you look at your instance little queue thing, it does that. But besides that, I don't know much about it. I know there's a bunch of expansions and all that. So
All the good pay for more stuff.
yeah, it's free to play. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, the weekly move. All right, so yeah, let's just hop in the news. That's a good transition. Speaking of free to play stuff, there's no free to play news, but there is stuff you have to pay for. That's how I recovered that. Um, let's start with speaking. Blah, I fucked that up. We can't edit this either. This is live. Fun. Uh, so let's. Speaking of paying for things, video games. That's what this is about, obviously. Halo 5 got a release date and live action trailers. I just want to talk about that because it kind of gave me an excuse to talk about The Walking Dead because that's when it aired during an episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I personally haven't been watching The Walking Dead on air. I've been downloading the episodes later, and actually, I haven't kept up since the mid-season finale. That was the last episode I watched, so I've missed the second half of the season. But I did watch the Halo trailers online, and simply amazing. I can't wait, honestly. It kind of, I was holding off on, I didn't really want to run two systems, but I knew if I didn't, I would miss out on a lot of exclusives. And Halo is one of the games I knew I would miss not having an Xbox anymore. But yeah, I think I might have to start saving some pennies and dimes and pick up a Guardian Edition Xbox One if one gets announced and released, which I'm sure it will, knowing Microsoft.
I was gonna go with prostitution on my end off of Craigslist because I'm classier than the corner. So But yeah, I love Halo, even though I also love PlayStation. It's a semi contradiction, but I'm just a gamer, man. But so yeah, it looks really good. For those of you who haven't seen it, it starts off as well. There's two different ones. There's the other dude that I can't remember his name right now because he doesn't matter because Master Chief's in it. So I could tell you the other trailer, not the first one. The second trailer shows Master Chief walking up on this dude with a hole in his shoulder, and he's like giving a great monologue. Both of these have great monologues, and then it ends with Master Chief like about to kill this guy, and then it drops Halo 5 Guardians, right? Hashtag find the truth or whatever. And then under it, all of that, it says 10/27/15. And that just blew my mind that there was actually like a release date out, you know?
Yeah, the other guy is Locke, and he
Oh,
was
yes,
tasked with
Spartan.
hunting down. Yep, Spartan Locke tasked with hunting down the Master Chief for whatever reason. The
Well,
UNNC wants him
yeah,
down. But
if you played Halo 4, there's some things going on at the end of there with Cortana and the lady who made Cortana, because my Halo lore is so rusty, because I'm a PlayStation guy.
yeah, I
But
think that'll be one of those I'll have to revisit for before I play Guardians, just to brush up on the storyline. But one of the things I did read in an article, I don't have the source on hand, but they were talking about the whole thing with the trailers. One was from Locke's point of view, and then it kind of reversed it and did it from Master Chief's point of view. Same scene played out kind of in reverse, as if each character were the lead role. So it kind of draws a lot of interest into how they're going to play the storyline out. From thinking of which one was it? I think it was Reach, where you were doing all the different timelines all at once.
I don't know. There's yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, there's
yeah.
so kind of like if they're going to do like a dual storyline or a kind of a choose which side you're going to play as type thing. Um, and I read like, oh, it's just a gimmick, it's just they're trying to rile up all this stuff, and it's you got to keep in mind that the Halo franchise is 15, 16 years old now, so there's only so much new stuff they can do with it.
It's younger. It's younger than that. Don't make me feel old.
No,
Halo 1 came out in like 2001. I want to say
yeah,
when
which
the
would
original
make it
was
about
out.
15 or 16 years old. Well, 15 years, well, I guess 14 or 15 years old.
It
So.
was like shit, dude. um, but yeah, the last Halo game with a dual storyline was Halo 2, where you played as the Arbiter for some missions and the Master Chief for others. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that goes down, for sure.
Yeah, the article I read is kind of naysaying, and you know what? As long as they do the storyline right, I'm all about whatever they want to do with it.
Well, I mean, like from a Halo fan perspective, I don't think a lot of people liked 4, so that's kind of they're hating on the studio because it's not Bungie.
Yeah, there is always that. I think they did
But
a good job. I had fun.
yeah, speaking of Bungie, Destiny is a game they have right there. The Destiny game designer is leaving for Bethesda, so I don't know. Maybe he'll work on Fallout 4. Maybe he will work on like a Wolfenstein thing. I don't know, but I just found that interesting that the game designer for Destiny has left Bungie to go for Bethesda.
Yeah, I read a little bit about that, and they kept saying one of the lead game designers. Bungie is a big studio, and it's it's not like it's a little indie dev team where they've got, 5, 10, 20 people working. We're talking hundreds of people. So I don't know how lead he really is as far as, what that title encapsulates.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the individual's work. I don't even actually know his name. But yeah, I did read that he was taking off and going to Bethesda and doing all his farewells and thank yous to Bungie and all that stuff. Um, it's I I don't blame him. If I was a game designer, I wouldn't want to work for Activision either. But no,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know what he does specifically. I read some of the stuff he's worked on, and I know he worked on like multiplayer maps and stuff like that. I just hope he does a good job wherever he goes or whatever project he's working on, I should say.
Yeah, I mean that'll be interesting to see. Like, we should probably find out that guy's name in the interest of news, because I didn't put that in the show notes. But no, there's gonna be a lot of googling this episode. But yeah, I mean Bethesda is they're a good developer. They have a lot of stuff going for them right now. I mean, I'm excited to see what they do for E3. That's come up in the past. So I really hope Fallout 4 gets announced. If it's not, there will
Yeah.
be rage.
Yeah, and I'm really going to be upset. 'Cause I have this feeling, I don't know why, it's just nagging me that they're not going to announce Fallout. They're going to announce a new Elder Scrolls instead. Which is like, because I mean, Skyrim, I've heard was a great game. I played a little bit of it, but high fantasy was never my thing, so I didn't get into it that much. And for some reason, I just have this nagging feeling that that's going to be the next announcement, and they're going to skip Fallout for this time around.
I don't think they should do that in the slightest. I mean, the most. I mean, Skyrim is an amazing game. It's literally, you could do anything in that world pretty much. It's except for shoot guns, because unless you had PC, then you could. But I don't know. I just hope they don't do that, because I enjoy the Fallout series and they have a good cycle going for them right now. So I really hope that doesn't become a thing where they just produce another Elder Scrolls thinking that it'll sell as well as Skyrim and then it not hold up.
Oh yeah, and it is Fallout's turn. It's Fallout's turn, Bethesda. But yeah, it could also he could be working on Doom. I mean, that's a game that I know a lot of people
I
are
mean,
anticipating. He might be doing that.
yeah, I mean, the Doom beta was promised for Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein came out 2013, right? About the end of 20. It was like a launch title, pretty close to a launch title.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
actually, I'm
pretty
wrong.
much. It was a little after.
Pretty close. Yeah. So, I mean, what the fuck? Where the fuck's Doom? Unreal Tournament has a fucking beta, Bethesda. What the fuck? Um, yeah, let's get all that nerd rage out and go to a different high fantasy nerd thing. Dragon Age. I don't know if you played it. I played it. The Inquisition. They have exclusive DLC for Xbox. So
Yeah, I didn't get into Dragon Age. I've never played any of them. I was kind of gonna pick up Inquisition just to get it, and then started reading about a lot of the bugginess that came out at launch and all that, and I was like, yeah, I'll wait. I'll pick it up off the used bin, later on down the year when I have nothing else going on. Um, as far as the exclusive DLC, timed exclusive stuff, all that, my opinion's always the same on that. I know from a business standpoint, I get it. I know these companies need to make money. They are getting paid by one system or the other to, produce, or give themselves some exclusivity on it. But as long as they're not doing anything and saying it's for the gamer, because that is the least for the gamer thing you can do. I mean, I understand, how the business model works, so I'm kind of just let it go. But I think, Gamers
Well, I
should
mean,
be able to just choose their platform and get everything on it.
so the main thing with this story is like exclusive DLC has happened before, obviously. Like in the example of Call of Duty, Xbox gets it first. But what really made this story interesting was that BioWare refused to comment like a release date because it must have been a part of their contract with Xbox to where they couldn't really talk about it yet. So it's on Xbox and PC, but PS4, which is like a majority of people in this current gen now, PS4 is still the number one selling console, are kind of pissed because a lot of people like Dragon Age and bought it on PS4, you know? So that's kind of where the story really breaks, and then it becomes into a whole argument of exclusive DLC. How should it be presented? Should there be exclusive DLC? Should they give it out for free because it's on that exclusive thing and they've just paid money because it's for the gamer? You know, like kind of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, my whole thing with DLC is that it's been going downhill for years anyway, and it's just becoming more and more of a cash grab versus added value to what the gamers are already putting forth money on. Um, yeah, the whole holding back the announcement date, I didn't know about that, and yeah, that is kind of a very odd thing. And yeah, I'm sure it's due to some contractual obligation or something like that, but yeah, it's kind of hits me as weird as well.
I mean, not all DLC is bad. I mean, there are good DLCs out there, but if you look back at DLC, it started with horse armor. So I mean, it's arguable that it's kind of bad. Do you know horse armor?
No, actually, I don't.
You don't know if the horse. Okay, so I believe it was Morrowind. Yeah, speaking of Bethesda, it was Morrowind on the original Xbox. You could buy armor for your horse, and that was it. That was the whole DLC, horse armor. And people were pissed because before that it was just expansions. You remember the expansion, the good old days, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I consider real DLC. I don't consider add-ons really as DLC. New skins or whatever. I like true game expanding content. Like an expansion is what I consider real DLC.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it kind of started with horse armor, and then it's gone. It's had its ups and downs. Like I think a more recent example of really good DLC probably be. I mean, the one that comes to my mind with the Borderlands release is the Tiny Tina DLC. A lot of people like that one. I like it.
Yeah,
So stuff like that.
yeah, it's all based on what the developers put out. And like I said, it's all about best value for the gamer because that's who's buying it. If you're schlocking off some skin as some huge DLC, and then it also depends on what price point it comes in at. I mean, I'm willing to pay $1.99 for a new skin if I think it's really cool or whatever, and I might buy 5 of them, giving $10 to the developer. But to charge 15, $20 for a bare minimum of content when I look back at some of the other stuff that's come out where it's been huge expanses of levels come out. It's like I said, basically expansions versus add-on stuff.
Yep. Yep. I feel that. I feel that. How do you feel about free things? Because PlayStation Plus games are always free. And
I
here I
love
happen to
free.
have a list of them. You love free? I happen to have a list of free games here on various consoles in the PlayStation ecosystem. Let's just kind of dive right in. Tower of Guns. That's a first-person shooter. That's kind of like a shooting platformer. I know I haven't looked a lot into it because it's pre-release, like it's not even out on the market yet. It's another one of those like we release with PS Plus, kind of like Ollie Ollie 2 did. And fuck, Ollie Ollie 2 is a great game, but a lot of games have been doing that with PS Plus lately. So I'm gonna definitely download that and kind of check that out. Cause looking at the preview, it looked interesting. Have you looked into that at all?
No, I haven't seen too much on that. Most of the indie games that have been coming out. I've basically just been adding them to my library and kind of sitting on them until I need a break from what I'm currently playing or whatever. I usually don't get into indies right away unless it's something I've been eyeballing for a long time.
All right, all right. And then the next one is Aru's Awakening, however you pronounce that. Arua. It was a weird spelling, but I'm pretty sure that's a platformer or something. Actually, no. It has a cool art style. I looked into it. So like some of these games are really hard to find. Like later on the list, there's this game that we'll talk about at the very end that I have no idea what the fuck it is. In full disclosure, so the end is just gonna be me guessing what the fuck that game's gonna be. But Aru's Awakening is like this cool kind of 2D, very stylized sort of thing. It looks interesting. They all kind of look or actually all the games look really interesting. So I'm excited. Those are both on PS3 and PS4. The one PS4 game that we get exclusively is Never Alone, which is like a Eskimo girl and her dog platformer kind of thing.
Yeah, I actually read the description of that. It's been on the PS Store for a while, and apparently it was like it's a charity game. Like it provides contributions to, I guess, Native American uh, systems. I don't know what they have in place there for that, but it's a charity for Native Americans. Like a percentage of the purchase goes toward that.
Yeah, Blunt, a fellow clan member, an officer, an overlord, as we should call them, because that's a cool ranking title name. Um, so yeah, Blunt was telling me about this. He actually bought this game when it first came out, and he told me that it's about like it's an old Native American tale that they made into a game so they can pass it down through generations continuously. But that story is like hundreds of years old, which I found was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's always really neat when people do something that actually provides some substance out, and then not just throwing stuff out just because. But um, you know, telling stories through art has been around for forever, and it's always great when you have something like that available.
Alright, and then exclusively to the PS3, we have Dishonored, the super action stealth game with rats and that cool fucking mask. So, have you played Dishonored?
I think I might have given it a little run on 360. I don't think I ever really played through it though. There's something about it that seemed off to me. I just didn't care for the gameplay in it. Is what I'm thinking happened. Um, and I don't own a PS3 anymore, so I'm not going to have a chance to play that again.
Alright, and now we get to the Vita, the handheld of all handhelds, the champion of the current handheld gaming market in my dreams. Um, Killzone Mercenary. That is the best shooter on Vita, supposedly. I haven't played it. I was looking into buying it for a long time. It takes up a shit ton of space. That's what I do now. Have you? Do you have it? Have you played that game?
I have not. It was kind of one of those ones when I first picked up my Vita, I kept looking at it like, all right, what titles am I going to buy with this grandiose new system I got? But I never actually had a chance to play it. And from what I've heard, it's actually really good.
Right. And then this last game, I have no idea what the fuck this is. It's called Monster Bag, and it's not about you hitting people with bags of monsters or throwing monsters in a bag. Like the trailer looked weird. I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm gonna download it and play it and see what it is.
I have to look into that. Sounds interesting, just from a title alone. Um, I wonder if it has to do.
I don't know. I hope it's.
Go ahead.
I was just saying. I hope it's just not really, really bad.
Well, there's always that chance. I mean, you never know.
Oh man, fucking. What theorize? Give me a pitch on what you think Monster Bag is.
When I hear it, there was an RPG. I can't remember the name of the title. It's fairly recent. I think there was two of them, but it was about collecting costumes for Halloween. Um,
Oh,
for some
I know what you're talking
reason,
about.
I'm thinking that game. I don't know why. Maybe because Monster Bag. I think kids with bags for Halloween candy. But yeah, I can't remember the name of the title. But yeah, the whole point of the game was to go around and collect Halloween costumes or something like that.
Costume Quest by
There,
Double Fine.
there you
Yeah,
go. Yep, and they had part two as well.
yeah, that came out last year. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just imagine a bunch of like this one monster throwing people in a bag, and then that's the whole game. It's just one level, and there's like one person in one bag. Actually, you don't even play it. You just hit X like a Telltale game, and it just does it for you, and then you get the platinum. I don't know. Um, in other news, Spotify hit the PS4 with this new update that we got.
I am super excited about that. I've been waiting for that one since the announcement a few months back. Um, I didn't put a whole lot of music onto my Xbox when I had it. When I got my PS3, though, I started transferring a lot of my library over, putting my songs on my thumb drive, and then uploading them onto the PS3. And then when the PS4 came out and that was not possible, I was kind of upset, as I know a lot of other people were, that a lot of media sources weren't able to play. But I broke down and ended up subscribing to Music Unlimited for a while, just doing the base $5.99 per month or $4.99 per month, whatever it was, to be able to listen to music while I was gaming. The only problem with it was that a lot of my collection consists of lesser known musicians, a lot of punk rock and stuff like that. So I was able to find some good stuff, but I was always limited by what was available in Sony's library, which a lot of bands, in the punk genre, underground hip hop and stuff, they don't have, a lot of that stuff up for Sony. So when Sony got rid of Music Unlimited and decided to go with Spotify, I was super excited because I've been able to find, most musicians that I listen to, somebody's made a playlist out of it. So yeah, I'm super excited about that, and it's free.
Yeah, it is free. The underground hip hop scene is real. Uh, um, the last story that we have is about a little game called Project Ukulele. Do you know of this project?
I did read a little bit about it. I not huge on my radar because I was never a big Banjo and Kazooie fan.
Yes, you name dropped hardcore. Project Ukulele, for those of you who don't know, is the Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie. Yeah, actually both. They made both games. People from Rare left that studio, made a different studio, and are making Project Ukulele, which is a successor to Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie. Um, this story pretty much consists of one of their leads talking about a possible collaboration with Rare, where he says, I didn't cut all my ties there, I still have friends there, and if Rare would love to help us out, we'd love to collaborate with them. Not that we are collaborating with Rare, because in a previous interview, he stated something like that, and it kind of sounded like they were working together.
Yeah, I did read a little bit about that, and yeah, his clarification piece about, just them helping each other out as far as, advertising for their games and things like that, but not necessarily development work together. Uh,
Yeah.
One of the collaborations I did find interesting was the Amiibo connection, which I think there's been some interest in doing an Amiibo figure set for the game. Which, if you're a Nintendo fan, that's probably a lot of big news for you.
Speaking of Amiibo, this I just read this before we aired. Um, they have the Amiibo thing launching for 3DS, and really, Amiibos don't matter to me. But when I think of Amiibos, I think of Smash Brothers, and when I think of Smash Brothers, I think of Ness, because I love to play as Ness. Just follow me. This is a weird tree. with Ness from Earthbound, there's his friend Lucas, and Lucas has been announced coming into Smash Brothers. How do you feel about Lucas?
Oh, I actually haven't played Smash Brothers since like 2005 or something like that. Um,
You saved
that
my
was
battleship.
Yeah, honestly, that was the last time I did. Well, no, I mean I've got my 3DS, but any hardcore, Nintendo gaming, I think was done back then. That was prior to my ex-wife getting my Wii. So I kept all the other video game entertainment center stuff, but she got the Wii. So
She got all the Wii. Was the last Smash you played Brawl, or was it Melee?
uh, honestly, I don't even recall at this point. Whatever came out
Was
in
it on the
2005.
GameCube? Was it on the GameCube or the Wii?
No, it was on the Wii.
Oh, okay, so then it was Brawl. Um, yeah, personally, Lucas was alright. I mean, I'm excited because before in like Project M, which this is like real inside baseball Smash Brothers nerd talk, but Project M is like a little thing that people made from a ROM for Brawl that made it feel like Melee because people love that game so damn much they just can't let it go. So GameCubes are dying rapidly. They're like a dying thing. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just gonna ride the shit out. Um, so, anyways, GameCubes are a dying breed. People made all this thing. They put Lucas as a skin. Lucas was a character. It's all fucking trash. Actually, it doesn't matter as long as Ness and like Charizard are in the game. Everything will be okay.
As far as Earthbound characters putting in Ness or putting in Lucas, I'm all for it. Earthbound was a great game. I think a lot of older Nintendo titles, deserve kind of that throwback. I mean, there's a lot of figures you could do, and most of them would probably sell for fans of Nintendo. I mean, you could do original Final Fantasy, mage fighter, whatever, just generic figures, and people would probably buy those up. Like not even, newer Final Fantasy generation characters, but just like the original NES version,
Like
little
Cecil,
8-bit sprites,
Cecil,
and
yeah,
people would buy them.
fucking Cecil. Um, yeah, I don't know. They have like, I guess in this newest one, they have some pretty deep cuts. They have like, they have Dunk Hunt Dog in there for some reason because you need the dog from Dunk Hunt in your game. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, check it out on coming to a 3DS near you. Just like next week on Wednesday, we'll be coming back into your ear holes and your eyeballs if you actually watch the video. Plug your shit.
Well, for anybody looking to join a PlayStation 4 gaming clan, or Vita for that matter, because we run that too, feel free to look up ZeroSumAccess.com. Check us out. If you like what you see, you can apply to join, and hope to see you there. If you're looking for me at all, X Lost Punk Found X anywhere on the webs.
Oh man, I just want a Vita tattoo because that's how hardcore Vita I am. Like just on the knuckles, VITA. Look for me on the internets. I do things there, um, such as a YouTube channel, and on that YouTube channel is literally everything you could want except for my PSN, but it's the same thing. So just look me up at Killer Waffles 05. Watch a few videos, give me some likes. I don't know, do some stuff. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.